Join me now is Lord Karan Bilimoria, who was present there at Kellogg College and was hosting West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Thank you so much for talking to NDTV, sir. Right on the onset, a bit of a sticky situation yesterday when the Chief Minister took center stage. We did see those protests break out in that middle of that speech that the Chief Minister was giving. How did you handle that situation? And if you could tell our viewers what exactly happened since you were present there.
Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee spent the day in Oxford yesterday, hosted by Kellogg College. And Kellogg College is the largest college in number of students at Oxford University. And I'm proud to have been a Bynum Tudor Fellow at Kellogg College since 2017. So the past 8 years. It's a great privilege to be a fellow there, along with, for example, the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who was a fellow, Ban Ki-moon, who is a Bynum Tudor Fellow, and His Majesty King Charles III is a Bynum Tudor Fellow at Kellogg College, Oxford. And we hosted Mamata Banerjee yesterday. She spent some time interacting with academics in the afternoon, and then we had her lecture and discussion in the hall in the evening. And it was attended by over 300 people signed up for it from all over the country. People came from all over the country, not just Oxford, to hear the Chief Minister speak. There was standing room only in the hall. And she made a very passionate speech about areas that really mattered to her, such as social development, women, children, and the work that she's doing in West Bengal. And she is Chief Minister of a state with a population of over 100 million people. I mean, to put that in context, the United Kingdom's population is almost 70 million. And so everyone was very interested to hear what she had to say. And unfortunately, we had a disruption about 2/3 of the way through the lecture, where some people protested at the back of the hall. There were about 10 individuals who protested, and the rest of the hall were unhappy because they said, "We've come here to hear Mamta. Please, can you keep quiet? Do not disrupt it." I tried to ask them to please not disrupt the meeting. They continued for a while, and then after a while, they were asked to leave, and they left the auditorium, and we continued with the program, which, as a result of the disruption, continued for an extra 10 minutes. But overall, it was people who attended it appreciated the interaction with the Chief Minister and hearing what she had to say.
Sir, have these 10 people been identified by the college administration or the organization that was conducting this event, who these 10 people were, or were they affiliated to anyone? Any action taken against them?
From what I'm told, they were from the Students' Federation of India, United Kingdom, the SFI-UK. I don't know any more than that. I do not know any of the individuals concerned. But they were escorted out of the hall, and they were outside for a while. But I don't know them.
Sir, of course, this was being widely watched across India as well, and in West Bengal, where she is the Chief Minister. Just to understand from you, are these people scrutinized before they are brought into the hall, who these people are in terms of who are signing up or how they register for this event, and whether any frisking is done before they walk in, because we did see placards there in that event?
We were obviously prepared for any interruptions or disruption. And with any of these events, that is possible. And it did take place. And of course, these people brought in folded pieces of paper. They didn't bring in big placards. So even if they had been, people were checked as much as you possibly can. And of course, you must remember that even when asking people to leave the hall, you're not allowed to physically move them out of the hall. They have to leave the hall, and which they did. So in the end, there was a disruption, and I'm all for peaceful protest, but I'm not for disrupting meetings where the vast majority of people, hundreds of people, for the sake of 10 people who are disrupting a whole meeting. And they're entitled to their views. Everyone's entitled to their views. But I don't think that one should disrupt a meeting like this. But she handled it very well. She in fact carried on speaking and was very she said she asked them not to do it here in Oxford, but she was very I mean, it was very impressive the way in which she handled the disruption.
We did see how you eased her into that conversation right after that speech. You all had a Q&A session, and she did, answer those queries that you had before her, especially about the economic trajectory of India and the other questions that you asked. Any conversation between the two of you all after the event? Because she had kind of apprehended that something like this could unfold when she was going to be giving the speech, and that's something she informed the media here before heading out to the United Kingdom. Any conversation between her and you or the organizers regarding, the event that unfolded?
We were all taking as much preparation and precaution as possible in advance of the event, uh, where this sort of thing can happen because people have differing views. And you are always prepared that this might happen. We had Oxford University security present. We had our own Kellogg College security present. We did our best to take as much precaution as we could. And when the event happened, I think that it was handled in the best possible way. As I said, no one was in any way forced physically, and they left it after making the disruption. But the most important thing is the vast majority of people in the audience, they were the ones shouting, saying, "Please stop! We've come here to listen to Mamata Banerjee. We've not come here to listen to you. You're spoiling this for all of us." So, in the end, the vast majority's views prevailed, and the protesters left. So I personally, of course, apologized to the Chief Minister afterwards, and she was very understanding about it and quite frankly charming about it, saying, "Please do not worry, these things happen." And overall, if you look at the whole event, the purpose of the event for her to be able to communicate what she is doing and her life story, which the good thing about this is it was to understand how is one of the most powerful women in the world, what drives her, what makes her who she is. She's been in power for 15 years. She's been a politician, one of the youngest MPs when she was elected in her 20s, a member of parliament in the center, cabinet minister in the center, chief minister, an MLA for years, chief minister 15 years. This is a unique individual that people wanted to know about her, learn about her, and many of them were inspired by her.
Thank you so much for recalling what exactly happened yesterday, and thank you very much for speaking to NDTV. I really appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much, Lord Karan Bilimoria.